Good afternoon, Colin here with TechOut. Expecting we're going to see the beta start dropping here in a few minutes. So just making some last minute preparations, putting a new battery in the camera. Alright. Check that out, make sure that is working. Alright. I did add some light, so hopefully it doesn't look like absolute crap this time. Alright, and we're just waiting on the beta right now. So as soon as that starts to roll out, we will be installing it. Still a little bit of a glare there, but not too bad. Better than we had before. Let me see here. We also did get a new Apple Pencil today. USB-C Apple Pencil, which is kind of weird. It doesn't lack some of the features of the regular Apple Pencil. You don't get any engraving. Kind of strange little deal. I'll pop it up on the screen here for you guys while we wait for the beta. So yeah, we have 3 different ones now. So they did keep the original one. You have the Lightning one right here, USB-C one, and then the magnetic charging one. This works with pretty much all the same iPads except the iPad 10th gen. So any USB-C Apple Pencil supported iPad, basically, that's what it works with. And then you have your specs and stuff down here. So you don't have pressure sensitivity, you don't have the double tap, and you don't have free engraving. And obviously you don't have wireless charging. So if you want everything except for the USB-C, you got to go with the 129 one. But if you're just looking for a pretty basic Apple Pencil, I guess you can go with the $79 one. Save yourself, $50, and you just missed out on a couple features. But if you're just going to be maybe just like writing, not necessarily drawing or anything like that where you need the pressure sensitivity, then you've got that one right there, and you can save a couple bucks. So I'm just waiting, like I said, for the beta to start rolling out. I do have my Discord notifications on. Let me check X here as well. See if anybody is talking about it rolling out yet. Normally it's about 1 to 1:15 my time when it starts rolling out, and as you can see, it is 1:04. So it doesn't look like anybody is talking about it just quite yet, so we'll keep waiting. I haven't had any issues. I've been daily driving my iPhone since the beta came out, and I haven't had any issues with it. There were a couple weird things here and there on the first one, not really necessarily issues, but just not everything working quite right yet. We of course do have the beta of 10.1 for watchOS, which enables the double tap. I made a video on double tap specifically, so there is that video out there. We are supposed to see that releasing this month, so that's why I'm expecting this to be a release candidate build. And then next week we should be seeing the full stable rollout of 17.1 and watchOS 10.1 with the double tap feature, because Apple did say last month at the event that the double tap feature was coming in a month, which would be right now. So we should be seeing a stable public release next week, which, like I said, is why I think this is going to be a release candidate build. So we're still waiting on it. For those of you joining, we are still waiting for the release. It has not popped up yet, so as soon as that comes out, we will be installing it. Probably won't be too much to check out, just because it is going to be a release candidate most likely, so they're not going to be adding anything new really. It's just going to be bug fixes and stuff like that before the release here. So we should be seeing that here not too long from now. If anybody is running 17.1 beta, I think we're on beta 3, is what it was. Beta 2 or 3. Let me know how it was for you. If you had any issues, anything that happened with your device, let me know in the comments. Like I said, right now we are just waiting on the beta to be released. Like I said, I have my Discord. I have a Discord bot that does all that. So if you want to join, I believe my Discord should be in the description. Let me see. It is in the description. There's a link to join the Discord in there. So if you want to join that, you can add the notification role, and you can get notified when new software releases come out, whether it be beta or public releases. So you'll get a Discord notification as soon as those updates start popping up on the server. So let me check over here, see if anything's popping up yet about the beta. Nothing yet. I'd be really, really surprised if it didn't release today, because like I said, we are supposed to be getting the public release next week. If Apple's timing is right when they said next month for double tap in 10.1. They said that at the release that it would be coming next month, which would be now. So I just got a Discord notification. macOS beta has released, so it looks like it has started. The betas are now rolling out. Yep. And Aaron Zolo over at Zolotech just said 17.1 RC is out. So the betas are now rolling out. Let me wake this thing up real quick and pop into settings and see if we have anything quite yet. Sometimes for me it does take a little bit, so it may be a minute before they start popping up on my device, but the beta is now out. So beta just started rolling out to everybody. Just waiting on it to hit my device. But we have confirmation from Aaron over at Zolotech and my Discord notification bot that the beta is now out. Let's see here. And of course, it's going to be a full update. So again, Aaron Zolo over at Zolotech, 6.34 gigabytes right there on 17.1. So that means next week we should be officially seeing the release of iOS 17.1 to the public, which also means watchOS 10.1 and the double tap feature for the Apple Watch. So like I said, just waiting on it to pop up on my device here. Sometimes it takes a second, so just waiting on that to show up, and then we'll get downloading. Put that zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that. Check it again. Nope, not yet. Let me sometimes if you turn off the beta profile, turn on the beta profile, and then go back, it will actually I think you have to turn it off, go back, come back in, on. Yeah, so it just doesn't push out to my device yet. Like I said, it is released. People are talking about it. It is out. It's online. But it's just not pushing to all devices at the same time. So we're gonna have to give it a couple more minutes, and then we should start seeing it pop up here in a minute. That also means that WatchOS 10.1 is coming out, which means we will be getting double tap next week. Very, very exciting. A lot of people are giving that feature a hard time because we had something similar before via accessibility settings, but it's a new feature. I really, really like it. It works very well. As you can see, it's accurate. Works pretty much every time. Haven't had any issues with it. You can use it for music, like if you're running or something, you don't want to pick up your, you don't want to touch your Apple Watch. You can double tap and start and stop your music. I was walking on the treadmill yesterday, and I was watching a YouTube video on my phone, but because I had my Apple Watch on, I was able to play and pause the video as needed with my Apple Watch just by double tapping it. EDU, hey, how's it going? Just waiting on the update to hit my phone here. It is not, it's out, but it's not on, hasn't shown up for me yet. I'm going to go back and check it again. Yep, still nothing quite yet. It looks like it's about 6 point, let me see what it was. 6.34 gigs, I think. 6.48. 6.34, 6.48, depending on the devices. A couple different people are tweeting out pictures of it, and they have different sizes. So I'll try to remember to look on my phone this time when the update rolls out to it, and we'll see what the size is on my. This is a 15 Pro Max. For anybody wondering, it's 15 Pro Max. So as soon as that hits, we will know how big it is. So we're gonna go back. Let me force close settings real quick and try it again. Yeah, nope, still nothing quite yet, but we should be getting it very, very shortly. Everybody else is getting it, so. Public beta, no developer. What? What do you mean public beta on no developer? I'm on the developer beta. Turn on public beta. I don't think that's gonna, probably won't do any. Okay, yeah. So that works because it's the same build though. But it should be rolling out to the developer as well. But it's going to be the same build because it's the release candidate. But it is let me see. Yeah. So it is rolling out to the developer beta side as well. You can see here Aaron Zolo over at Zolotech has the developer beta on, and he has 17.1. So I'm just waiting out to roll out for the developer side of things. Like I said, it is going to be the same build this time because it is a release candidate. But I mean, I can go ahead and download it here. It doesn't really matter. I can just switch it back after, since like I said, it is the same build. So that is true. If you are on, if you want to use the public beta side of things, you can use public beta and download this update as well. It is out for both public and developer betas. And like I said, it will be out to the public fully as a stable build next week. But if you want to try things a little bit early, this is your best bet to do it because this is going to be the same build that is released to the public. So if there's no major issues found, this will be the exact same build that everybody gets. So if you want to test it out now, go ahead and just switch to public beta, and you can go ahead and download it early. So it was about 6.5 gigabytes on the 15 Pro Max. I think it was 6.48. So like I said, you do get the full update, the full build when you install a release candidate. either the first beta or the release candidate is always a full install, so it does take a little bit longer once it's downloaded to prepare and update. So we're going to give it a second here. Let me go over here to the watch app, and we'll see if the watch is popping up yet. Alright, 10.1 on the developer side of things for the watch has not popped up yet, but as soon as that does, I will I'll update the watch. Probably do that off camera again, just because it's kind of hard to show the watch on camera consistently. But I did switch it to dark mode, so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. So we are preparing the update. We're about halfway there. So the download is complete. We're just waiting on the update to do the preparing stage, and then it will restart and update. No problem. Thank you for watching. And if you are watching and enjoy the content, make sure you don't forget to click that like button. It's greatly appreciated. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. I do these videos for iOS updates, and I also do them for I'm going to be doing them for One UI 6 on the Z Fold 5. One UI 6 should be releasing to the public here soon as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that if you are a Samsung fan. Possibly a Pixel coming to the channel soon too. I do have some Pixel 8 and 8 Pro accessories, so I may be picking up a Pixel 8 Pro here in the next couple days if I can find one as well. So stay tuned for all that. We would be doing a live unboxing for that when I find one. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button, click that like button. It really helps the channel out a lot. I really enjoy doing these live streams and doing the live interaction with you guys while we install these updates and stuff. So like I said, it is going to take a little bit longer just because it is the full install being a release candidate. So we're just going to have to give it a little bit of time. And we should, like I said, we're not going to have any new features or anything like that because it's release candidate. It's just going to be bug fix, the final bug fixes before release, and just making sure everything is good to go before it hits the public. So this is just the final stage of that. We're not going to be seeing any new features or anything like that. What's exciting though is hopefully in the next couple weeks we will have 17.2 maybe possibly rolling out to developers, and that one usually has the usually the 0.2 updates are the bigger ones for like kind of mid-cycle feature updates. We still don't have the diary or the journal app. The journal app is not in 17.1, so that is something that we'll probably get in 17.2. There's a possibility they could just release it in an update though, being just an app. It's not like a full software update, just being a built-in app. But I expect it's going to be a 17.2 release. But in terms of the iPhone 15 Pro, Pro Max specifically, I have not had any overheating issues since Beta 3 rolled out. The app updates, I think it was more app updates that fixed it than the actual iOS update, because once most of my apps updated, things like Instagram and that kind of stuff, Instagram, Tumblr, those two, Instagram wasn't overheating mine. Tumblr, when I was on Tumblr, was overheating. Once those apps updated, the overheating pretty much went away completely, and it got even better after the iOS 17.1 Beta 3 update, which was the one that included the 17.0.3 fixes that released to the public already. That was rolled out in Beta 3 for 17.1 developers. Thank you, Mihul. Thank you. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But thank you for the comment there. So hopefully maybe if there are any fixes left to implement, we'll see them now in 17.1. But like I said, I haven't had any overheating issues. I've been using my iPhone full time. It has not, when I'm charging it, doesn't get warm anymore. Doesn't the charging doesn't have to pause. Um, I'm not having any overheating in apps. It used to be I could be scrolling through an app, and it would the screen would dim. It would go down to about 75, 80%, and then it would drop down to about 50% because I usually keep my screen brightness up there pretty high. I don't use auto brightness or anything, but the screen was dimming, and the back of the phone, kind of like right in this area right here, kind of along here, would get very, very hot. It wasn't like uncomfortable or unbearable to hold, but it was definitely noticeably hot, especially after holding it for long periods of time. At times it would get kind of annoying. But the screen dimming and the fact that it would pause the charging, that was the most annoying part of that. But it hasn't happened anymore since this update to beta 3. And for those of you on 17.0.3, a lot of you guys said that fixed that as well. So that's good to hear. So I think it was a mix of an iOS issue and an app optimization issue where apps were kind of going crazy in the background and just hogging performance and stuff like that, causing the phone to get hot. Battery life has had a pretty good increase as well since that update. I used to charge pretty much twice a day. Maybe not like a full charge. I used to maybe go from 100 down to like 30 or 40%, and then I would charge it back up, while I was like at my desk or something, or I would give like half of that charge back up to like 75, 80%, just to kind of get me enough to get through the rest of the day, because it would get down to that point where I didn't think I would make a full day. Now I'm pretty much making a full day on a full charge, unless it's something crazy like where I get up early in the morning and I'm up late at night. I might give it a little bit of a charge around dinner time or after dinner while I'm just chilling, stuff like that. I'll charge it up a little bit, and sometimes I'll leave it on the charger and just use it on the charger. Sometimes I'll take it off and use it a little bit off the charger after I charge it up. So nothing too crazy that I wouldn't say it's bad battery life. I just am a heavy user, so the battery life is actually pretty good. It's 123 right now. I've had this off the charger. Let's take a look at it while this updates. We'll go over to battery. I've had it off the charger since 10, and it is at 91% at 123. So 3 hours we've dropped about 10%, and for the past probably 10 or 15 minutes it's been sitting here doing this update with the screen on, so not too bad at all. I wasn't using it that whole time. It was mostly on standby, but I did use it for about I did use it for about 30 minutes before I started this stream, pretty consistently. So 10% in that amount of time is not bad at all. But part of the reason I'm on the fence about the Pixel is, well, I have the Fold 5 right here. I have the Fold 5. I really love the Fold 5. I just can't. I need one phone number. I can't use two phones at one time. I have a second Mint Mobile line, but I can't. My main phone number is on my iPhone. I can't really. It's just a pain to use two phone numbers at the same time. So I can't daily, both of them fully. I really like the Fold 5. It's a very, very nice phone. I love the form factor and everything, but I love the iPhone as well, so it's very hard to choose right now between the two. And if I get a Pixel 8 Pro, it's going to be even harder to choose. And one of the things I love is my Apple Watch Ultra. I just think the Apple Watch is miles ahead of the Samsungs. The Samsung Galaxy Watches look nice, just being the fact they're round. They have very nice styling to them. But the Apple Watch, in terms of functionality and actually being able to like use it and run apps and stuff like that, way, way, way better than the Galaxy Watch. The Galaxy Watch is always just kind of sluggish and not really good with running apps and stuff like that. Apple Watch, you can breeze through apps. I use it to send messages on iMessage, all kinds of stuff, the voice typing. The keyboard's very nice and easy to use. So I don't have any complaints about the Apple Watch at all. I got the Series or the Ultra 2. I had the Series 8, but I use mine for sleep tracking. I like to do sleep tracking, so I wanted something with a little bit better battery life, which is why I got the Ultra. I didn't really get it for a performance upgrade, more so just the larger screen, because like I said, I do use the keyboard from time to time. So the larger screen and the battery life is a huge plus, because it gets me through 2 full days, and then I can charge it and sleep with it again that night and get another 2 full days. Whereas the Series 8, I was having to charge it before I could do sleep tracking, and then it would lose about 20% at overnight, 20 to 30% overnight. So it was a struggle to get through the next day. So I was constantly having to figure out, figuring out how I could, when I could top it up to get through the night and then get through the day again. So with the Apple Watch Ultra, I don't have to do that at all. If you go to my Apple Watch Ultra review video on Friday, there is a link in that video. There's a couple Apple Watches on Amazon that are discounted about $30 to $40. So if you're interested in picking one up, check out that video. Not only is it my review, but there is a link there where you can save a few bucks on getting yourself an Ultra 2. It looks like never mind. It looks like we are done, and go ahead and hit install now, and it's verifying, so should be almost there. Like I said, I did switch, thanks to the person in the comments that recommended it, I did switch to the public beta channel, which got the update to show up faster. Piro Soft shot. This is a iPhone 15 Pro Max. Alright, so installation phase now. Like I said, it does take a little bit longer on these release candidate builds just because the fact it is going, it's doing a full update, the full about 6.5 gigabytes, 6.3 to 6.5 depending on what phone you're on. So it takes a little bit longer than just a regular, beta 3 to beta 4 or beta 2 to beta 3, whatever it may be, where it's a few hundred megabytes to maybe a gigabyte. It's a full download of the update and reinstall of the OS. So, like I said before, I'm not expecting too many new features. This is just going to be the final bug fixes and a test of the version that's going to be released to the public. So, we're not going to see anything crazy new or any changes or anything like that. If you guys are running 17.1, if you've run any of the betas, let me know in the comments. Have you guys had any issues, any complaints, anything you like? Let me know how it's been for you, battery life. That's weird that the 14 Pro Max is having battery issues especially after 17.0.3, because that was the update that fixed most of the heating and battery issues. But in my opinion, the 14 Pro and Pro Max didn't have the best battery life to begin with. I think the 13 Pro Max was like the best battery I've had in recent years, with the 15 Pro Max second, and then the 14 Pro Max is probably the worst out of those few. Make sure your apps are up to date though, because a lot of those fixes with the overheating and battery issues also came in the form of app updates. So make sure that your apps are updated, and check your battery settings, and make sure you don't have any apps that are using a lot of battery in the background. I know a few people online were posting that Safari, even though they weren't using Safari, they didn't have any tabs open, nothing like that. Safari, for whatever reason, was using an extreme amount of battery and draining their battery throughout the day. And they disabled Safari through through screen time. They use screen time to disable the app, and it fixed that issue for them. You mean before iOS 17? The iPhone 14 Pro Max didn't have anything below 16. It came with iOS 16. But yeah, check your apps because Safari and iOS 17 is kind of wonky for some people. So make sure like Safari and stuff like that aren't using a ton of battery because it was like background usage. It was not from using the app. I haven't had that issue, but I do have Safari on my phone, but I usually use Chrome just because it syncs all my passwords and everything between my PC and my Mac and on my phone and my iPad and that kind of stuff. It was what I was using before I had Roam Regular 17.1 be released next week. Should be on the 24th. All right, the update is done. Let me go ahead and unlock real quick, and let me just check my battery real quick and see what Safari's at. Because like I said, I don't use Safari, so I'm just waiting on it to load here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, like see, Safari for me is just fine. A lot of these apps I haven't used recently, so they're not in here for the past 24 hours. But Safari hasn't used anything, which is good to see. But you can see the last 10 days I use, about 100, 110, 125, 100, maybe 30, 25, 30 right there, percent of the battery. So that just goes to show you how much, how much I charge. Like I said, I don't fully have to do a full recharge most of the day, most days, but 17.1 RC and 17.1 regular. Yes, they should be the same. The only reason it would ever change, the only reason it has changed in the past is if they find a bug. If a significant bug gets reported in the release candidate, then they sometimes will fix that bug and release a release candidate 2. So there'll be like a second version of the release candidate, and then that will get up. That'll be the public update, but most of the times everything is good and they release the 17.1 or whatever build it may be of the release candidate to the public. So like I said, there's nothing going to be changed in here or anything like that because this is the RC, so they're not going to be changing a bunch of stuff and then releasing it to the public. That wouldn't make any sense. We're going to check the Apple Watch real quick. So yep, as you can see here, Apple Watch is getting 10.1 RC on the developer beta side of things, so we'll let that download. Like I said, I'm not going to show too much of the Apple Watch here in the stream just because it's hard to hold up on camera and stuff like that. But I do have, this is beta 3 or whatever the last beta was. I think there were 3 betas and then the release candidate. So you can see double tap right here working. I have mine set to scroll through the widgets like so. I wish when it got to the bottom it would kind of it would go back to the watch face instead of restarting at the top, but that's what that does. And then of course you can use it to select certain menu items and stuff like that. I use it when I use Siri to voice text, and then you can double tap to confirm the sending of the message, which is pretty nice because you don't really have to interact with your watch. Here, I'll try to show you. Text Zach. Let me see. Siri. Text Zach. Are you still running the beta?
Okay, sending. To cancel. You can also press OK, canceled.
Okay, let me see. Try that again. Siri. Text Zach. Are you still running the beta?
Okay, sending.
So I see you can double tap right there to confirm the send. I have the automatic send on, so after like a few seconds it will send it automatically, so you don't have to hit the button. If you don't have that on or you want to send it faster, you can use double tap for that as well. So that's kind of mainly what I use it for. Like I said yesterday, I was walking on the treadmill. I had a YouTube video playing on the 15 Pro Max here. Let me pull up one of my videos here so we don't get copyright. And let's see. So we'll pull up my Samsung video here. I'm just gonna turn it down. So you can see obviously the media controls come up on my my Apple Watch. So if I double tap, you can see right there it pauses the video, and I can double tap. Gotta have the, and then it plays the video. So pretty cool. And that wasn't double tap not working or being inaccurate. That was because I'm holding my wrist in a weird position, and it was twisting my watch to the point where the screen went back to sleep. That's why it wasn't registering there. But I haven't really had any issues with it not registering. It's very, very accurate. You don't have to slam your fingers together or anything like that. It works very, very well. Just a light tap is enough to get it to work. But it's not to the point where it automatically or it mistakenly activates or anything like that. So very nice. A lot of people, like I said, complain that it's the same as what we had before. I don't think so. I think taking advantage of the new whatever it's using in the S9 processor, I think it's a little bit more accurate and easy to use than what we had before when you had that as an accessibility feature, which I think is why they mainstreamed it, just because of how well it works now. So very, very nice. I like that feature a lot. So I'm excited to see what kind of the general public says about it once that comes out publicly next week when 10.1 comes out. So kind of looking forward to that, just to see what everybody thinks about it. I don't know about third-party app support in it. Let me see. I know you can use it with Apple apps and stuff like that, but I'm not too sure about, let's see. And I mean, I'm not too sure about any other apps. I know you can use it like start and stop a timer, like the stopwatch app. You can use it to stop the stopwatch. Only thing about the stopwatch app is, so like, so say I want to, say I start the stopwatch, and then say I want to stop it. Say somebody's crossing the finish line now. You can see it still goes for about a second and a half ish after you use the gesture, just because it registers the gesture, but it does that little animation, and then it sends the command to the app. So there's a little bit of a delay there between you double tapping and the watch stopping, which, I mean, for like an app, that's not a big deal. But if you want a precise, if you're using the stopwatch and you want like precise timing, like, okay, they cross the finish line now, you hit the stop button, it stops immediately. If you use double tap, crossing finish line now, I double tap and it stopped. So it's a little bit of a delay there. Maybe stuff like that, they can change it to where that does it immediately. But I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. It's just something I noticed right now when trying that. You can use it to answer calls. I think you can use it to end calls too. I haven't tried that. You can use it to start and stop timers. Well, I don't know about starting timers. You can use it to stop timers. Let me see. I'm just looking through the apps here. That's pretty much it. I don't really know of too many more things you can do with it, but maybe more will come. Maybe we'll see some third-party app integration with it. I'm not too sure if it's something that developers can take advantage of or not, just because, like I said, it's still on the beta, so not exactly too sure, but we'll see here shortly, I guess, how that works. So like I said, there's nothing new to show you guys in here. I was just kind of messing around with double tap for you guys a little bit just because I could, but there's nothing new to show in beta, or the release candidate. Let me check the feedback app real quick and see, before I let you guys go, if there is any release notes yet. So we don't even have any release notes yet. So I can't even tell you guys about any bug fixes or anything like that. So I'll have to do that in the follow-up video. I'll do a follow-up video probably Thursday or Friday, and let you guys know how it is, how battery life is, and everything like that. But it looks like most of that got fixed in beta 3, so I'm not expecting any huge changes there. But of course, we want to make sure it doesn't get any worse. So, like I said, I'll let you guys know all that kind of stuff in the follow-up video on Friday. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, like the stream, helps out greatly. And I will be doing another stream next week when we get 17.1 released to the public. And I'll probably do a little bit of a watchOS content there as well, just because Double Tap and stuff like that will be releasing to the public in 10.1 for watchOS. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys later on. Thank you to all who watched and participated in the stream. I am Colin with TechOut. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and have a great day.